Oh snap, Glaze is going live.
So, Doc, how we doing today?
Outstanding. How about you?
Outstanding. I'm doing, you know what? Like I say, it's Wednesday. So it's wonderful Wednesday for me, man. But right now is, listen, we have talked on several occasions. And right now I'm kind of excited because once Critique introduced me to you and the product, Panoxol, I've been like right now is like giving it away, sharing it with family members and anybody that I can possibly think of that have any type of lingering health concern. Because once again, like to me, I always tell people that I'm 90 years old. Okay, being that I'm 90, I feel I look good, I feel good, and I'm doing good. But to me, to get my day started, I love black coffee. Ever since I started right now is, taking Panoxol. Guess what happened? I don't have to drink the black coffee. I drink black coffee, no sugar, no cream, no nothing. Right here, when I take this, guess what? I feel, like what? I don't know whether it's Stephanie May or Patty LaBelle. I feel good. I feel good all over.
Yes. Ultimately, there are a lot of reasons why Panoxol can increase energy. We see that the cayenne definitely has an energizing effect. The amino acids, the L-citrulline and the L-arginine, most people say they feel energized when they have them. And it's all about blood flow. We also know that ginkgo biloba can improve blood flow specifically to the brain. So that also has an effect. Just when you feel more blood flowing through your brain, it's going to make you more alert and awake. And I've noticed the exact same effect for me. I know that when I used to come home before taking Panoxol, I'd come home from a day at work. I don't work any harder than anybody else. I'm a doctor, so it's a lot of mental work and not a lot of physical work. Even when I'm doing procedures in the operating room, it's not physical labor. It's just concentration. But I would come home and feel exhausted. I would just want to have dinner, sit down, relax, read a book or watch a little TV with my family, and go to bed. Not get anything done. And these days, with the Panoxol, it wasn't like a sudden, oh my God, I feel like I'm on speed or anything. I just like I have more energy. I just wanted to do more. I wanted to go for a walk with my wife and with the dogs. I wanted to get stuff done. It definitely was a noticeable difference, and it remains a noticeable difference.
That's
So I
good.
hear
But
what you're saying.
yeah, but just like right now, people don't understand it. A lot of times right now beforehand, I used to be, how can I say, working two, sometimes three jobs on Red Bull, or, drinking a lot of Mountain Dew, right now if I'm driving a long distance. But the difference is right now, we already know the side effect from Mountain Dew and Red Bull. So when you can find a natural product, not just a natural product that you can take to basically right now keep you stimulated and keep you aware and keep you awake and give you energy, pure energy, natural energy. That's unbelievable. Because once again, like to me, we are what we eat. And we have to watch the product that we taking into our system. Poison in, poison out.
I completely agree. And the bottom line there is that this is a product which really basically is vegetable-based foods. There are one or two ingredients in there that you would never eat as an actual food, but it still is just a vegetable extract. It's not purified. It's not made into a pharmaceutical drug. It's not like you're taking, a drug that might be for this or for that, and you really shouldn't be taking it unless you have that condition. This is a combination of four herbs and two amino acids that anybody can take at any time during life. We know that it's important to note that this is a botanical remedy, a nutritional supplement. So we have to say up front, it is not designed to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. It
Okay.
is simply a supplement that we know what the ingredients are capable of, and they've been used for thousands of years. The cayenne, the horse chestnut, the red yeast rice,
Okay.
the ginkgo biloba, all of these have very specific effects that have been taken advantage of, particularly in Eastern medicine, but also further back than that in the Egyptian culture, various things like this were used as well. So I would encourage people to recognize that this is something that you don't want to wait until you have a disease to use. You want to start using it when you don't have a disease as a part of
Okay.
an active lifestyle, as a part of really getting your life under control, recognizing that improved blood flow improved health of the lining of your blood vessels is only going to help you in the long term. Keeping your blood pressure under control before it's out of control is where we are with this. So
Mhm.
learning how to use this product on a daily basis in combination with daily exercise, changes in your diet, recognizing that the Mountain Dew, the Red Bull are toxic. It's really not something that anybody should be taking on a regular basis. You should be using this kind of thing if you want to promote energy, and then just simply eating better, avoiding sugar so you don't have the sugar crash, avoiding simple carbohydrates. These are critically important. Coffee in and of itself can be a pretty powerfully activating substance, but it really is not something to be worried about per se.
Okay.
Coffee seems to be relatively healthy unless you as an individual react to it. So if
Okay.
you drink coffee and you get the jitters, you probably should drink less or not drink it at all. But if you're not noticing anything like the jitters or anything like that, you're just noticing, hey, I got a little more energy when I drink coffee, it's not something to worry about. Coffee is actually healthy. It's proven to be preventive for things like advanced prostate cancer and liver cancer.
Okay.
So it really is just another plant extract. And I personally like to take my Panoxol with coffee. I created something called Panoxol coffee, which is a combination of cocoa butter, cacao powder, a couple of tablets of Panoxol, coffee. I put collagen powder in there myself, and I put MCT oil in there. So all of these are healthy things. Cacao butter and cocoa powder both have very healthy activating ingredients. MCT oil is very good for you as well. And to me, when I put all of these in my coffee, it is much more tasty. It tastes like an adult hot chocolate. It's not sweet at all, but you taste the chocolate for sure in combination with the spice. It's really, really good for you. And there's a video available of how to make that.
Okay. And you know what? Like, even right now, man, you just said a mouthful, man, because once again, like, I'm listening to you. And right now, what I love about this is when you're able to listen to a speaker and you can hang on to that speaker every word. To me, I'm one of the type of individual. If I sit down and right now I got to listen to somebody, they got to be exciting because they boring. Guess what? I got to have two toothpick to keep under my eyelid for keep from falling asleep. So to me, I love your energy. But besides that, some of the things that you talked about, because once again, I think it's a psychological effect. Where as far as when we talk about the Red Bull, when we talk about not just the Red Bull, but we talking about like I'm saying right now, the coffee. Are we talking about the Mountain Dew? Are we talking about sugar? See, to me, like right now, is I'm a professional. Let me rephrase that. I used to be a professional junk food eater. I love sugar, but the difference is right now is addiction. So to me, what I had to do is listen, man. Like, the older you get, you want to basically right now, we are what we eat. So you eat a bunch of junk food, you're gonna be a junky individual. So what I did is I removed sugar, the junk food, the processed food from my diet. If it's not natural, I didn't take it in. So to me, that's why I drink black coffee with no sugar, no milk, no nothing. That's why, because I use it to substitute the Red Bull. I use it to substitute the Mountain Dew. I use it to substitute the Almond Joy and the Mound and all the other, the Little Debbie, like, I'm saying, oatmeal cream pie. So what I'm trying to do is the older we get, and I went back to like the Bible. Like back in the days, they didn't just eat. Right now, you look at back in the days and you look at the Bible, you see, like, here it is, these folks live X amount of years. And how did they live X amount of years? Because they didn't use all that chemical substance in the extra ingredient on their food. So what they did is every day was natural. So they didn't what? Let me try to get it right. They didn't, saying, eat to live. They live to eat. They hold on. They didn't live to eat. They eat to live.
Indeed, it was also a very different time. It was before we had this massive population of humans on the planet where we're doing industrial farming. We're taking massive amounts of nutrition from the soil every year. And it's been pretty well proven that a vegetable today, a carrot today, is not the same as a carrot 50 years ago. Some
Mm,
would say that you have to eat a dozen carrots today to get the same nutrition as one carrot 50 years ago. That's an
wow.
important thing to take note of. So a lot of our calories are empty. And that goes even when you're eating in a way that you think is healthy. So it's important to recognize that we have to use a variety of different sources to get our nutrition, and you have to really pay attention. I'm a big believer in being actively involved in your health. You can never be passive, intellectually or physically. You have to move, you have to exercise, you have to understand what you're putting in your body, and you have to think about it. Because in the long run, we're better off eating less of higher quality food than we are eating more of any kind of food. So when you feel hungry after you've eaten a lot of food, that's probably because what you just had were empty calories,
Mm.
carbohydrates and poor quality protein and fat that aren't really going to nourish your body. You're not getting the vitamins and minerals that you really need. And when you do that, your body still feels hungry even though you just ate a lot of calories. That's an important part of where we are with nutrition today.
And you know what? Listen, what you just say. As far as right now is knowing and understanding what we are, our intake are. Like right now, I came from a background like here it is. I lost my best friend, who happened to be my mother. My mother was just not just my best friend. My mother, she was my father. She was my biggest inspiration. And right now, it's like when she died at the age of 52,
Mm.
just retired New York Telephone Company. She died of a massive stroke. And even right now, I can remember some of the conversation that we used to have. In 1983, we lost her mother, and because of kidney failure. And to me, right now, me being a young lad, like, well, how do you prevent from having kidney failure? And one of the things was like, making sure that you flush your system by drinking a lot of H2O water. So it's just like so many different things. Like my family, like got high blood pressure. They got a history, strokes, high cholesterol. So even when I got introduced to this product from critique, it was like a blessing in disguise. Because once again, when I got the Panoxol, what I started doing it, I started distributing. I started giving it out. Because once again, when you sit back and you think about it, what good to have knowledge if you don't have nobody to share with? What good is to have information that can be helpful and powerful if you don't have nobody to share with? If we just keep, like for example, y'all stumble upon, all this extra ingredient, all this ingredient that can help improve us to have a quality life. What good to have it if you don't share it?
I absolutely agree, Brian. And it's wonderful, this new mission that you're on right now to kind of give back to the community by educating. So let me dispel a couple of myths there. One is the notion that you have to drink a ton of water to be healthy. The bottom line is you really don't. It's really different from person to person to person. You have to pay attention to your thirst and drink when you're thirsty. Don't ignore your thirst drive and recognize that as you get older, you don't tend to have quite a strong thirst drive. And so one way to really recognize whether you're hydrated or not is to pay attention to your urine. If your
Okay.
kidneys are functioning normally right now and your urine is really dark or thick or it smells, you should not. You should be drinking more water. If
Okay.
your urine is already clear and colorless and doesn't really smell, you're probably drinking plenty of water, even if you're not drinking as much as is recommended. So beyond that, though, it's important to recognize that when it comes to strokes, heart attacks, and kidney failure and blindness, probably the most common cause of that, especially in the African American population, is hypertension. And a very substantial portion of the population that is listening right now and out there in general is currently hypertensive and at risk of kidney failure, and they don't even know it because it's completely asymptomatic. You will not know that your blood pressure is high enough to cause damage, and you can just have a stroke or have a heart attack or just feel bad, go to the doctor and have them say, well, your kidneys don't work anymore, you're going to need dialysis, when you thought you were just fine. And there's only one way to know. You have to own a blood pressure cuff and you have to check your blood pressure regularly so you
Wow.
know what it is now and what the trend is. This is critically important. It probably is the primary mission of Panoxol today because we have research that shows that Panoxol does reduce blood pressure. So I don't want anybody to buy this and just take it without checking their blood pressure. I
Mm.
really think it's critically important that you, me, and everybody else check your blood pressure regularly. Know
Okay.
what it is, know where it runs. Use the Panoxol. You'll notice that it drops and that it drops consistently, but it may not be enough for you, and that's okay too. If your blood pressure stays above 140 or not, even on Panoxol, you need to talk to your doctor. You need to find out whether or not you need to start on something else like an angiotensin receptor blocker or a beta blocker or a hydrochlorothiazide diuretic, something to bring it down. Because the most important thing is to recognize we want your blood pressure around 110/70. That's what the current science says is the safest place for it to be to promote life and longevity. So bottom line is we think you should use Panoxol for a variety of reasons, not the least of which is blood pressure control. But if your blood pressure isn't controlled or you don't know what it is, you need to check it and you need to get it under control in whatever way you have to go.
Great point. Even right now is like to me, when I get off this conference call with you, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm
No.
going to Walgreens, Walmart, or CVS, and I'm gonna buy me a cuff. Because once again, it's a lot
Yeah.
of times people do not understand the importance. To me, when you listen, and I'm listening to the words that come out your mouth, and you listen to some of the things that we need to do, and a lot of times what we do is we take shortcut, or we put something on hold when we need to take care automatically. Whereas right now, we can be our own worst enemy. If you can tell me, and you telling me, if I have a cup, I can take my pressure at any given time. It's no different than right now. I see you, sporting that fancy haircut right there. I love your haircut. Why I love your haircut? Because here it is, it's nice and clean and it's round. If you had a square nuggin, I wouldn't agree with it. But the difference is, here it is, look what you're telling me. Right now is you can go to your barber at any given time. So your barber is not going to complain. If you go to your barber 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, you want a haircut, guess what? You're going to get a haircut because your barber is you. So the same thing with that cuff. That cuff can be a blessing in disguise because once again, you know how a lot of times we feeling weak or we feeling we got this headache that is pounding us. It's signs. Our body communicate to us, but we got to understand what is these signs. And we got to recognize these signs. So the difference is like, man, like I'm not feeling too good, but I got this cuff. I don't have to wait to go to the doctor. I don't have to wait to go to the medical center. Right now, I got it right there in my bedroom or in my living room or in my bathroom. And I'm able to, you know what? Test my blood pressure. And right now, it's like, I don't know how low you are, but it's like right now, I remember this little show called Lost in Space with this robot and say, Will Roger, danger, danger, danger. So the difference is with that cuff. That cuff can tell me, listen, whoa, you in trouble. You know what? Don't pass go and collect your $200. You need to call 911, like Wycliffe and Mary J. You in
Yeah,
trouble.
the fact is that a lot of people who are listening to this are not going to follow through on this advice and are going to end up having a problem. Some people will follow through, take their blood pressure and say, oh, yeah, I'm 120/80. Maybe it should be 110/70, but that's not a dangerous blood pressure. That's fine. And that's fantastic. But now now you don't have to worry about it. I would still recommend you use Panoxol for the blood pressure control over time into your future, for cardiovascular health in general, for the energy effect, for the weight loss effects, etc. We know that cayenne can also have a bit of an anti-diabetic effect. But there are going to be people who take their blood pressure because you told them to, who are going to say, oh my God, I'm 170/110. I had no idea. So don't wait for the headache because, again, they call high blood pressure the silent killer because there are no symptoms.
Look what you say, no symptom. So the bottom line is right now, tap me on the shoulder and it's there. No symptom, no warning sign. And that's the difference. So even right now, as far as like to me, like right now, like I look at the platform that I have, like right now, I look at everything I've been through. And sometimes I ask myself the quality question, why me? Why am I able to utilize this platform as a part of my ministry? How do I get back? How do I right my wrong? And even right now, having the opportunity to talk to you, a professional. How long you been a doctor, sir?
I finished my residency training in '96. I finished medical school in '92.
Wow. And see, here it is right now, like to think, a person like me, we came from two different walk of life, two different lifestyle. You took the right turn, I took the wrong turn. But yet and still, regardless of what, here it is, as fate, as God, bring us together on this day. Okay? Wonderful Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021. And look what we're talking about. So to me right now, like I try to say right now is knowledge is power. And like right now, I lost my beloved mother at the age of 52 years old. And to me, that hurt the core.
Oh, yeah.
Because of high blood pressure, because of a massive stroke. And right now, she complained about her head pounding. She went to the doctor that Friday. She went to the doctor and right now complaining. But the doctors say, as time went on, I wish she would have let me know the intense, like on a scale of 1 to 10. I wish she would have let me know it was a 20. But the difference is you are the professional. I came to you. But once again, right now is if I don't tell you exactly what's my problem, how can you diagnose this? And the difference is, like to me, like right now, what I look at, I try to watch what I eat, what I do, and anything about health is very, very important to me. It's the do's and the don'ts. So to me, like right now, when we critique, came to me and introduced this to me, you know what? I'm skeptical. Okay, I'm very, very skeptical. But the
As you
difference is,
should
when
be.
I start trying it, mm, and to me, like right now, like, look, man, I'm 90 years old, man. And when I start trying it, I'm start seeing myself, wait a minute here. I'm start doing my little push-up. I'm start doing my little jumping jack. I'm start acting like I'm back like Jack Lane. And then I start looking at as far as my physique when I take a shower, when I come out the shower and I look myself in the mirror, and I'm start see things like, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute here. I'm start putting on clothes that was kind of like too tight. Now it's like, whoa, like mama bear, baby bear, papa bear. This is too hot. This is too cold. Now my clothes is fit me just right. And when you sit back and you look at it and you see something that work, guess what? To me, that's what I can't sell something I don't believe in. I can't sell if I don't see no result.
Absolutely. And you and I had this exact conversation back months ago when we talked about whether or not you were going to get involved. And I told you, use the product. Please don't
Exactly.
represent it if you don't believe in it. Because if you don't believe in it, it's ridiculous. If
Yeah.
you do believe in it, it's going to be natural. You're really not selling anything. You're just informing people about what's going on. So your commentary about weight loss is really something we hear a lot of. We don't have evidence that this produces weight loss, but we do know that virtually, a lot of the people who take it tell us, and I'm one of them, that weight control becomes a lot easier with this product because of the metabolic effects. No question about it. I also know that I use it for my workouts. I take 2 with a protein shake before I work out. I take another 2 with a protein shake after the workout. The nitric oxide effect dilates the blood vessels, and that's been pretty well proven to improve athletic performance and recovery. I use it for that specific reason, in addition to just the overall health benefits.
You know what? You're only a few years younger than me, and I was kind of a bit jealous yesterday. Right now, when I call you and we like kind of FaceTime, and you got your shirt off. And I'm like, yo, wait a minute, hold up, man. I got to do a few more extra push-up, pull-up, dips. Like, wait, you know what? Like to me, I'm kind of like the type of person. If your haircut better than mine, If your physique, I'm like, wait a minute here. You walk around here like with your shirt off. I'm like, ho. We got me and my brother-in-law, we got a friendly competition for years. Every time I go and meet up with him, shout out to my brother-in-law, Reggie, Reginald Lima, or Reginald Joyner. It's like when I go meet up with him, we got a funny thing. We go get on the scale. Like every time I come down to his house, we go get on the scale. And you know how they say home court advantage? It's like right now, man, every time I go get on my brother-in-law Reggie's scale, he beat me. And I'd be pissed. One time he beat me, I took off my shoes and he kept on his shoes and he still beat me. But listen, right now, listen, once I start using the Panoxol and right now start getting back my energy or whatever, I went down there. I've been going out there like saying right now is like he's like 197 and 0. Right now it's now 197 and probably 20 because right now I've been kicking his butt. I've been going in there and I've been like, right now, look, he keeps trying, and it doesn't matter. But see, the difference is right now is guess what? It's what you believe in. When you look good, you feel good, you do good. And to me, like I said right now, it seems like every element is connected in my life with the universe. And at this present time, critique couldn't come along at a better time to introduce me to y'all guys. Because even from our first conversation that we had a few months ago, we've been talking about getting online, doing video and everything like that. And everything's about timing. But the difference is right now, we didn't rush into anything. We want to see whether it worked or not. Because once again, if it didn't work, me and you wouldn't be on this phone. We wouldn't be doing this right now. So
Absolutely.
to me, I only can speak about something that I believe in. If I don't believe in something, I can't speak about it. If I don't see the result, I can't speak about it. I'm not going to be like MJ, the late great singer, right now doing a Coke or Pepsi commercial. I can't do that. The bottom line, I can't fake the funk. I don't know how to fake the funk. In order to be honest with anybody else, you know what you have to do? You got to be honest with yourself, man.
No doubt. No doubt. Absolutely. A lot of people mistake the saying. They say the proof is in the pudding. The real saying, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. You
Okay.
can look at it, it looks great, but until you eat it, you don't know whether it's good or not. So the proof of the Panoxol is in taking the pills for you. I told you it works. You were dubious. You took it. You saw it, and now you represent it. That's the way it should be.
Mhm. And sometimes even when I do my YouTube live, because once again, I go ahead, take it right there in front of them. More or less right now, doing as far as right now, taking out the bottle, put it in my mouth, drinking it, showing them. Why? Because once again, right now, actions speak louder than words. A lot of times right now, you get a lot of people, they come along or whatever, and they try that 52 fake out as far as commercial. The bottom line is right now, I want Panoxol to get to the point in time, guess what? They don't need no commercial. Because once again, when these people, the commercial going to be the testimony for these individuals that actually go out there and do it or whatever. I got people come on my platform and ask me like, how do I get it? What do I do? And that's the difference. Because once again, what the sense of you as a doctor, as a professional, this is what your purpose. The two most important day of your life is the day that you're born and the day that you figure out why. Here it is right now, the day that you was born, and then when you figure out, guess what? My purpose was to save life. My purpose was to teach people how to live a healthy lifestyle. And guess what? You have done that. And I appreciate the time. I appreciate the dedication. I appreciate the opportunity that you and all these other individuals that's working you with Panoxol decided we're not going to be selfish. We're going to share this. What good to have if you don't have nobody to share with? It's senseless.
Completely agree. I mean, the bottom line, Brian, is uh, as far as I'm concerned, if nobody buys a single bottle of this because of this podcast, but somebody goes out and bloods a blood pressure cuff and decides, oh my gosh, my blood pressure is really high, I got to get it treated, and they go to the doctor and they get it treated, or without Panoxol, and they bring it down and have a longer life, a longer, healthier life because of this conversation that people see, I'm a happy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just one person, that's all that matters.
And that's what it is. It's like right now, one person at a time, man. Like even right now, like look at you. We came from two totally different walk of life. And even right now, you was able to do it right the first time by, making sure you dot your I's, cross your T's. Right now, went to school, went to graduation school, became a doctor, whatever. With me, I was just totally different. I wanted shortcut. I want the easy way. I want the fast money. I committed, and hurt, and poison my community, destroy my community. I did everything in my life from A to Z that I'm not proud of. But the difference is here it is right now is the two most important day of my life is the day that we're born and the day that we figure out why. Despite right now I went the wrong way, guess what? God gave me more than a second and third and fourth chance. So at this present time right now, I'm using my testimony, my past transgression as a way. How do I express myself? And a lot of times people receive me because they feel the energy and they know I'm sincere in my approach. So to me right now was I was once the problem. Now what I'm seeking to do, be part of the solution. How do I stop these people, these young kids from picking up the brake, throwing at the prison wall? But not only that, how do I stop and get these folks that's out there, that's my age, younger or older, to let them understand right now is that we are in control of our destiny with our health. Go get a checkout. Go right now is like, making sure that we eating right, making sure that we doing the things that we need to do to preserve our life. Because guess what, man? Life is one heck of a privilege and an opportunity. And we got to exert it to the best of our, we got to exert it to the maximum.
Completely agree, Brian. Really appreciate you bringing me on your show.
Yeah. And you know what? This is only the beginning, man. Because once again, like I told you, man, a few months ago we talked. We was on a three-way, me, you, and Katik. And the difference is right now, like I say, right now I'm skeptical. I came from the street. Right now I'm not from St. Louis, Missouri. What I'm saying? Right now you got to show me state. But the difference is right now is what I look at. I listen to people's words. And that's why I judge people. I don't care who you are, what you are. You can be a billionaire. You can be a millionaire. But if your word ain't no good, to me, you as a man, as an individual ain't no good. From day one, from our first conversation to our several conversations that we have had and to the conversation that we're going to have in the future, what I like is the fact that you're a man of your word. And the difference is right now, what I had to do is I had to test drive Panoxol for myself. Okay, I had to get the feel. I can't go by what you say. I can't go by what Katik say. Despite he hit a critical point in his life that he was like right now he had a hell of an illness. And the bottom lines right now, y'all guys, based upon the information that y'all was able to give to his doctor, his physician, guess what? You save him. And to me, that's a testimony. Without no test, there's no testimony. And to me, like right now, I appreciate that because once again, if it was for critique, we wouldn't be on this phone right now. So the bottom line is the information that you and your colleague was able to provide to help save my brother. I truly appreciate that. Because look at this, man. You know what I hate? Everybody can participate in that milk crate challenge. Look at that milk crate challenge. People go up there and almost break their neck, kill themselves, hurt themselves. Everybody can participate in that. But they can't participate. How do we save each other? How do we talk about, different things that can stop me from getting high blood pressure, that can stop me from having high cholesterol, that can keep my blood flow? Because once again, people do not understand, guess what? Our blood, during our sleep, what it does, it stops circulating because we are what? In a numb position. We're sleeping, we're laying down, we're not moving. So a lot of times when we wake up, what happened? Our hand is numb. Our foot is numb. And what we have to do, start moving it for circulation. So when you sit back and you look at it, you, as far as professional, you dedicated your life to saving life, and you able to take the time out of your busy schedule to come on the Brian Glaze Gibbs platform and teach, coach, and train us about the importance of how to save our life, how to add longevity to our life. I think that's powerful, man. And my objective at this present time right now is, Doctor, I want to salute you. Salute, salute, salute.
Thank you, sir. Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be on here with you. Again, as we said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Panoxol is good pudding. Let's just get it into people's hands. Let's make people aware. And again, go out, get that blood pressure cuff, check your blood pressure, get it under control with or without Panoxol, doesn't matter. Just make it happen.
Okay. And you know what? Right now, like I say, anybody that's on my platform, right now, how do you have anything out there? Because I really don't know. I'm saying right now, how do people get in contact with you? Like, because once again, to me, what I love is what you're doing. Because the difference, you don't have to do what you're doing. The bottom line, you're a doctor. You're set. But yet and still regards what it show you, it's not about the money, it's about how do we save life. That's why you giving back. So to me, like right now, is for anybody that's on my platform, if they want to get in contact with you or the colleague, or if anything out there in regards to Penoxyl, how do we let them know, or where do they go in order? I know I have it up, and I have it up in my link as far as how to get, as far as the vitamin, but yet and still regards what, how do we go deeper and deeper and deeper?
Well, I will be here on things like this podcast and others. I have a website called eliminatepainfromyourlife.com. People can see me in videos talking about my system for managing back pain, which is another really special passion of mine, is helping people understand how back pain can destroy lives and how back pain really is not about some old injury that you had years ago. It's about how you behave today. We re-injure our backs every day just with the way that we move, the way modern life makes us move. When you understand that, the same as understanding the ingredients in Panoxyl, when you understand how your movement patterns and your posture will be the primary determinant of your future with back and neck pain, you can change it radically from back pain and neck pain being overwhelming and ruling your life to where there's just something where you feel like, okay, I've got some back issues and some neck issues, but I know what to do. I know how to handle it. I don't need help. That's what my system is about. I have a book that talks about that as well. It's called Take Control of Your Back Pain. Learn how to stop hurting yourself. That's available on Amazon. The Eliminate Pain from Your Life website is available. You can also find me, Matthew G. Michaels, MD, on LinkedIn.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Even right now, when you start talking about back, man, when I was incarcerated, I hurt my back. I was playing basketball in jail, and right now I went up for a rebound. I came down. When I came down, I couldn't move. I landed. I went up in the air and I came down. I grabbed the rebound, but when I came down, the impact, especially playing on a basic concrete solid floor. And when I came down, like, whoa, the pain that I felt and what it wound up being a pinched nerve sciatic disc. And people do not understand. Like, to me, like, and when I was inside, they tried to prescribe me with medicine and I wasn't taking it. And when I went back and see this doctor, and it was a woman doctor on the inside in the Fed, she was telling me, you're not taking the medication. So I'm kind of confused. I'm looking at her. How you know I'm not taking the medication? She said, because if you was taking the medication, some of the pain that you're feeling and you describe it, you wouldn't be feeling. I'm like, wow. And the difference is when I had the pinched nerve, decide this, I had to regroup because I thought I was going to be paralyzed. And even right now, people don't understand, like once you get a back injury, you got to be very, very careful. And you got to basically start from the very beginning because you got to watch how you get out of bed. You got to watch how you twist or tweak or, your trunk. You got to watch all of that.
Well, let me just tell you a little bit about that. That is exactly what my book is about understanding what exactly is it that's causing the pain and why is it that doing something as simple as bending over the sink to wash the dishes can make your back go out. That when you have that blinding pain, that makes you feel like you're going to die or you're going to be crippled or there's something broken or it is so intense. You feel like there's something seriously wrong. I need help. You go, you get some care, you finally get an MRI, and they say, oh, you have a bulging disc. And you're like, is that it? A bulging disc? Well, yes, a bulging disc is that painful, blindingly, where you feel like you can barely move and your life is over. Once you understand why that is and how the vector forces, the dynamics of the disc are determined by your posture and the way you move, you can completely change your future. Put it this way. My first episode of back pain was when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
There was a time when I was 18. I was in the Caribbean with my parents. Beautiful girls on the beach. Where am I? In my room in bed because I couldn't move. My back hurt so much. Over the course of time, medical school, residency training, interventional pain management training, learning from physical therapists, I learned about the real underlying issues. My back is bad enough that I've been offered fusion surgery for my back. I decided I wasn't going to do that, and I figured this system out. And because of this system, I've been able to do Ironman triathlon, half Ironmans, at least 6 or 7 of those, more Olympic distance and sprint distance triathlons than I can count. I ski in the woods in Colorado with a back that needs a fusion surgery because of my system. Basically, anybody can learn it. You just have to buy the book and read it and understand it. It's on Amazon, Take Control of Your Back Pain by Matthew G. Michaels, MD. It's very inexpensive. Don't make any money off of it at all. The point is I want people to know this because it can really change lives.
And see, that's a different whatever. It's like right now, education is everything. What good is have knowledge? Like to me, like once I had that back problem or whatever, I was scared out of my wit. And right now, it's based upon the criminal lifestyle that I live. I'm incarcerated, and I had this back problem. I just felt like I was going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. And then by listening to certain people, especially doctors, and to me, I had to start doing certain exercise, like back and stomach exercise to rebuild my core. I used to walk around with a back brace. And right now, ice pack and do everything I could possibly do. And it's only because of the grace of God. It's only because of, running to the right doctor that care, that helped me to understand what did I need to do. And I took it seriously. See, a lot of times right now, what we do is we don't take doctor advice. Here it is right now. You're the professional. I didn't went to school for that. Like I try to tell people, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm not the dumbest person in the world. If you telling me certain things that I need to do, regardless how strange and awkward it may sound, you know what? I gotta take that chance. Once I take that chance, I see the result. Guess what? You sold me. You got me. You convinced me. And that's what it's all about. And once again,
you'll have to send you a copy of my book.
I appreciate everything that you have done, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to do this for us.
Thank you, Brian. On that note, I really have to go. I have to take my mother to physical therapy for her 9-year-old balance problems.
Man, you're blessed. You got your mother, man. Listen, I'm a mama boy, man. Oh, man.
Indeed.
I'm
Yes.
30 years, man. Hey, God bless you, man. Hey, Dr. Matthew Michaels, what we have to do is we got to do this again, man. We got to build, man. Here it is right there. We're going to end this by saying Panoxol, the real deal, man. It's the real deal.
Yeah. And check your blood pressure.
Check your blood. Hey, when I leave, I'm about to get old. I'm about to go to CVS right now and get me a cup.
Good on you. Tell me what it reads. All right?
Thank you.
Take care now.